Hello again, I'm Stephen Jerome, continuing reading from my third novel, The London Year, which is out now. You can get it on Amazon and all the usual places. Terry has got a job at Harrods, and he's now learning about the ins and outs of that great department store. He's working in frosted food, which is in the frozen food department, but within the food halls. Our department's routine included visits from a chirpy middle-aged woman we called Miss Birdseye, who was the brand's own rep. She came in weekly to stock our shelves with bags of frozen Birdseye fruits and vegetables, which were the most fast-moving staples. The rest of our stock came in on refrigerated lorries by way of the loading dock. Behind Harrods' impressive Brompton Road front face, there was a delivery entrance around the back leading into a carve-out on the building's footprint where the loading docks were located. This was Harrods' backstage. It was, and probably still is, a kind of indoor-outdoor space with a large vehicle entryway that was always open to the elements, surrounded on three irregular sides by the dark rising walls of the building. A section of the vaulting roof was open to the sky, with the rest covered in grit-caked glass that gave only a suggestion of natural light. Outside of summer, it was usually cold there all day long, and the regular crew were often bundled up in jackets and wool caps. From 6 in the morning till after closing at 5, we opened to the public at 9, but the loading docks was opened at 6. All the docks' noisy, sometimes raucous comings and goings happened in a kind of perpetual dingy twilight. Store access to the loading dock was through a discreet passage in the adjacent produce hall. There were 5 or 6 guys working under the watchful eye of a stocky, hyperactive manager named Sammy. He greeted everyone with a boisterous call of, "How's your ring, baby?" It was a few weeks before I realized he was referring to assholes. Mr. Taylor quickly assigned me the task of retrieving our frozen stock from the loading dock, heavy cases of ice cream, fish, meats, and prepared meals, all delivered in large frost-covered cardboard boxes. And it was my job to get them up to our big walk-in freezer on the first floor. My usual loading dock dealings were with a very pleasant guy named Dermot. He was 2 years younger than me, shy, almost cat-like, with a wide face and big brown eyes that didn't reveal much. He spoke with the gentle brush of a Scottish accent, which I found totally endearing. Our brief but semi-regular chats revealed that he'd been hired just a few months before me, and like me, seemed to have been randomly assigned to his position in the giant store. In Dermot's case, this was grievous miscasting. He was completely out of character amidst the scrappy environment of the dock. He had a temperament more suited to the book department. But we connected as fellow travelers. Neither of us were in our dream jobs. For the moment, it was all about experience and a paycheck, not necessarily in that order. Before getting on with the business of one's future, in my case, that was yet to be decided. I had no idea what Dermot had in mind as his future. Unfortunately, outside of the loading dock, our paths rarely crossed. His schedule, starting at 6, was 3 hours ahead of mine. Our breaks and lunch hours never coincided. Had that not been the case, I can imagine we might have been quite good friends, possibly much more than good friends, as time would eventually reveal. Suffice to say that under Sammy's ever-watchful eye, there was no opportunity to chat at length or skive off generally, a skill, truth be told, that I would master at Harrods. Okay, I'm going to stop there. Thank you again for watching. We'll continue with part 18 moving forward. And thank you for watching. Don't get caught in the rain.